Hey everyone, Jared here, and welcome to my guide on how to complete the Resurgence Champions Quest on Rebirth Island. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or a newcomer, this video aims to elevate your nuke attempts and enhance your knowledge. Just like in my Uzbekistan nuking guide, the strategies discussed here are designed to stand the test of time, remaining relevant to all seasons of Warzone. If needed, I will update the guide accordingly if any changes are made to the quest itself. In this guide, I'm going to delve into the most effective strategies for tackling the Resurgence Champions Quest. By default, this guide will be for quads, but will work for any other team game mode. Unlike some other guides that oversimplify the process, I'll provide you with a diverse array of tactics to add to your arsenal. Let's face it, nuke runs rarely go according to plan, mistakes happen, and adaptability is key. I've detonated 64 Warzone nukes, essentially doubling my nuke count since my last nuking guide video. I've experienced it all, from running with average and bad players, to dominating alongside top tier teammates, and even nuking with a 64-year-old grandpa. I'm not kidding. You must recognize that nukes are not a walk in the park, especially where Rebirth is concerned. They're challenging and seemingly impossible. When attempting a nuke, you're pitted against the entire lobby, facing potential griefing and bad luck. That's just the nature of the game. Luckily, Rebirth Island's pacing is rather quick, and so it is super easy to get contracts for more attempts. I'm going to be honest guys, if you are a passive player and play below a 3 KD, you will struggle for this nuke. Everyone has to perform at their best and be firing on all cylinders, and even then, it may not be enough. Just like in my last nuking guide video, you need to scout the lobby and inspect the report player list. You need to ensure that there are no good teams that are threatening your nuke run. I can't emphasize this enough. You really can't chance facing a good team on a Rebirth nuke, as even just 2 deaths can fail the nuke entirely and set you really far behind on pace. So do yourself a huge favor and be picky about the lobbies you are attempting the nukes in. Don't ever go into a lobby blind, you'll waste your time. So starting off, I usually have 1 to 2 players grab the key cards for the advanced UAV and free loadout. The forgotten key card is too far off the map and only gives you perks and another loadout, and I wouldn't really recommend getting that as it's just too far off and it would take too much time. I usually land at grandma's and then jump on over to grab the other key card, and usually there is a vehicle nearby to head on over to Stronghold, which makes this whole method just really efficient. Now after grabbing both key cards, you're going to need to head over to Stronghold. Go to this tower and open both lockers and you'll get 10 grand each, 1 advanced UAV, and a loadout. And then I have 2 to 3 players complete as many contracts as they can in this descending order of priority: hack and signal contracts if they ever add it back, spy drones, and scavenger contracts. Try to collect as many advanced UAVs as you can, but don't risk dying over it. Having these advanced UAVs are super nice because you can rotate and navigate the map with a peace of mind and ensure you're not getting ambushed or sent by another team. And it'll also be great to just see what areas of the map are not yet looted with no players nearby, so you can use that to decrease time. Now, one thing I do also want to mention, there is a Rebirth Island Easter egg that has a unique interaction with the nuke timer. I do not have any footage of this myself as I've never attempted it, but I do know that if you can complete several steps of this, it will negate 29 seconds each step, which is the equivalent to either a squad wipe, an interrogation, and execution. If you can accomplish this Easter egg while doing the nuke, then it will be extremely beneficial for your team. I think in total, if you manage to complete this whole Easter egg, it will be 2 minutes off the timer. So the overall checklist for this nuke is to at least have $100,000 before pulling the contract. The more, the better. The name of this game is to essentially loot, interrogate, and execute, all while not dying. If you can accomplish this routine throughout the game, you'll have a decent chance of dropping a nuke. Be sure to at least stow 2 smokes at all times, as I usually just throw a smoke before interrogating someone and then another while finishing them. It's extremely helpful, especially considering how much time you can save if you pull off a finisher and execution. If total, you get around 30 seconds, which can negate a whole death entirely, which is why getting executions and interrogations are so important. What my team does is to deplete the first element timer while doing all of this before the fire sale happens. When this fire sale happens, we spend as much money as possible buying plates to decrease the timer. Don't waste any effort buying anything else, it is not worth it, just buy plates. When it comes to holding elements, my team typically just designates 1 player to hold all of them. Just keep in mind, if you're going to split elements, each has their own crown, not just beryllium. The best time to die is when an element is dropping, as the time penalties and reductions for elements are completely paused. This does not mean that you can drop the elements to bypass a death penalty timer. It will still apply the penalty. Due to the pacing and the nature of the the Rebirth nuke, your bomb sight will probably land in gas, so be sure to take inventory on who has a durable or regular mask. More than likely, if you are doing really well on your nuke, you are going to need to keep a player alive. On all 5 of my Rebirth nukes, we kept the last player alive until we planted the nuke, and then right after, we killed him and the nuke instantly detonated. As I wrap up this guide, I want to leave you with some parting words of encouragement. The Champion's Quest on Rebirth Island is no easy feat, but with the right lobby and strategies, you can overcome this challenge. Remember, every nuke attempt is a learning experience, whether you succeed or face setbacks. There's always something to be gained, so good luck out there and happy nuking.